All right, hello. Somebody here already. How you doing? Hope you well. Welcome in here, everybody. Um, yeah. Hopefully it's this time because it wasn't really hardly anyone there. So yeah, I hope this is gonna start picking up again soon because it's better when it's more lively. So yeah, maybe it's just gonna take some time. So just gotta just gotta deal with it. Just gotta yeah. It is what it is. Yeah. Hello. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're all doing well. Um, if you have any questions on health and well-being, etc., then put it in the chat. Yeah. So I've been banned off TikTok. I had 38,000 followers on there. So it's just gotta start again. I'm not gonna use TikTok anymore. Screw it. TikTok sucks. The platform was awful. There's a lot of toxic people on there, and they would just restrict you for no reason. I'm done with it. I'll be on a platform where I feel like I'm more comfortable, I feel more at home on here. The kind of people that I get tend to be a bit more. It seems to be a bit more serious. People actually there to actually have a chat with you. So yeah, I don't want to be on a platform that's just full of just idiots for the most part. Anyway, yeah, it says there's 2 people here, so it says there's 50. No, it's good. It's pushing me out now. So welcome in, everybody. How are we all doing tonight? Hope you've had a great day, everybody. Yeah, it looks like finally we're getting some push on this live. So yeah, just come and chat with us, and just have a conversation. Just if you've got anything you want to talk about, if anything around health and well-being, for example. I've been doing the gym today, so it's something I've been trying to focus on lately is the workouts and stuff. So I don't know why there's no one showing up in the chat. Maybe it's messed up at the moment. Maybe my chat isn't working. Sometimes I have to go to the watch page to see if there's anyone here. So let me just go and check out over there because it seems like, oh, hello, Frostbear VR. Jameson, is that what you are? Jameson. All right, so just been a bit of a lag with the chat coming up, but yeah, that's the problem I've noticed on this YouTube live thing where it'll say there's people joining and it's like takes a while for people to actually enter the chat. So how's it going, Bullseye Gaming? Good, thank you. How's it going, Liz? Make sure you follow me if you're new here. Hello, the first comment on your video. Yeah, cool. Yeah, welcome in here. How's it going, Princess Abby? Oh, it's you, Abby. Yeah. Oh, you made it then. You made it early then, Abby. Yeah, well, that's good then. It's good that you've made it here early. Yeah, so, yeah. But yeah, how's things with you? Yeah, so, this is where I'm going to be from now on YouTube. The girls are both asleep. Oh, that's good then, yeah. So they sleep a bit quicker than what you thought they were going to. Yeah. So let's just have to see how this goes, but it's just been a bit slow. Hopefully we'll start seeing a few of the regulars coming in. We had Anton, we had how's it going, Charlotte? Welcome in here. I have a crush on you. I love you so much. Oh, really? Oh, well, thank you for that. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there was, like I said, Anton was here earlier. King Dale Clark was here earlier as well. absolutely both asleep, currently shattered. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I went to the gym today. I actually got some, I think I got some records today actually with some of the numbers that we're getting on some of the exercises. So it made me kind of tired when I got back because I was a little bit shattered from that actually. It was pretty good. I felt like I'd, achieved something today, so that's good. It's always good when you feel like you've achieved something anyway. 7 watching, 1 like. Can we get the likes up, people? Also, if you can share this out, that would be great. So yeah, but yeah, Abby, you were saying you were gonna post something out to tell people to come and support me. That would be great if we can do that. So yeah, that's amazing to hear about the gym. Yeah, yeah. I did like a set on 50 kg for 15 reps on the squats, and decided what, I'll go up to 60 kgs, and I did 15 reps of that. So yeah, I did a pretty good. I think that was pretty good. How's it going, Richard? Hope you're well. So yeah, I thought that was pretty good. 60 for 15. That's like, I don't know what percentage of like a 1 rep max that would be, but yeah. I'm guessing that if I had a spotter there, I could probably do 80, if not 90 kgs for 1 rep. I don't know, but I'm just yeah. Got the gym tomorrow with my PT. Oh yeah, you were saying that you've started going to the gym. Yeah, that's good then. So how are you finding the gym then? Are you enjoying that then? Hopefully you're enjoying that. So yeah. But yeah, how's things with you, Richard? But yeah. Maybe it's going to take some time for it to start picking up in here, and who knows? But yeah, I absolutely love it. That's good then. Yeah, yeah. But um, but yeah, I hope everyone's had a good day today. Yeah. So I don't know. So yeah, did you tell? Yeah. So Richard, yeah, because Shirozi probably will be wondering where I am as well. But I saw Tigaloo earlier in the live this morning when I came on, but yeah, I'm guessing she might join later or something. But there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be wondering what the hell I am. But then there's probably a lot that will just forget about me, because most of them aren't really that loyal, and they're just kind of more casual viewers. But I find on YouTube, yeah, you might get less people, but the people you do get are more like high quality. A lot of them, like you'll find more of a community here rather than a bunch of doom scrollers who just haven't really got much interest in you. Yeah, I've messaged people. Tigaloo says she'll come across. Yeah, Tigaloo was here this morning, and obviously she's been kind of like recovering from her operation. She had this tummy tuck thing done, so that's yeah. How's it going, Budgie? Oh, hang on. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's me mum. Yeah. How you doing? Yeah, yeah. It's a different account, is it? Something. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's your other account. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'll come in here. Yeah. How are you tonight? Um, I could have like played music on here, but it's just I get like notification things and stuff. But maybe I should try and play music and see like how that goes. Maybe people are be more likely to stay around if I'm playing music. Perhaps I don't know. It's just I'm a bit bothered that because with YouTube copyright stuff, and with the yeah. What they're a bit funny about playing music and things. I don't want to like risk anything, but I don't think anything really bad happens. But it's just I don't know if it'll affect my monetization. To get monetized, will they reject my monetization? I think I've like played music a couple of times on here, but will they reject my monetization request if I did that? I don't know. But anyway, what's this? Freddie won't come here as he has his proper name is on here. He's happy for me to give you his Instagram. A few others have read message and not replied. Okay, yeah. So Freddie won't be coming here, you were saying. I know why. What I mean. So what you're saying is that it's his like personal account or something. I don't know. He couldn't like maybe like make another account to like kind of I don't know. I don't know what you mean, but yeah. But hopefully some more people will start to show up and support. But yeah, Freddie doesn't want to reveal his real name. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like private or something, but it's like, could he not, like, I don't know if, I know, I mean, maybe it's a lot to expect, people to have another account to, have it as like a kind of, a backup, not a backup, but like a second account to like use for chatting and stuff. So, yeah, such a shame. Yeah, because he's a good guy and all that, and I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of an issue when you switch platforms because people that use one platform might not use the other platform, but you know, it's one of those things really. Like just gotten home from babysitting, the grandparents have taken over. Oh, that's good then. He's given me his Instagram if you want it. He said, okay, yeah. Hello, Freddie. Oh, it said Freddie. It's not Freddie, because I know there was some guy called Freddie. That's nice, yeah, yeah. That Freddie, yeah. It's just funny how you talk about Freddie and then and then someone called Freddie shows up. I think sure I've seen this person before, but yeah, we had someone called Freddie here earlier. That's not him, is it? But yeah. Yeah, it's not Freddie, is it? Yeah, it's like I know a coincidence. It's mad, isn't it? Yeah, but it's like mad how like synchronicities happen like that, isn't it? Where it's like a coinkydink. I'm sure I've seen that account before, that Freddie. But yeah, how are we all doing tonight, everybody? Yeah, you ended your other stream. Yeah, I did a stream earlier, didn't I? And I just kind of started up afresh. But yeah, hope you've all had a good day today anyway. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat. And I'll be more than happy to answer it as long as it's appropriate and you're not just like saying stupid stuff or weird stuff, because some people will do that, try and ask some weird and inappropriate questions. But yeah, I tend to find that people on YouTube are a bit like less kind of dopamine fried, you could say. I mean, yes, a lot of them probably still are to a degree, but it's just, I guess, the demographics of people. TikTok's usually a bunch of like younger people that it's hard to have really like a serious conversation with a lot of them. They just don't seem to be as mature, and I'm not trying to say that to put them down or anything, but yeah, I changed his names. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Hi Dale, good to see you again. How have you been? A few others, they're not following me still. Had to send a follow to message them. I told that Deep and Ryan, but they read it and didn't respond. Right? Yeah. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? Because some of those people seem to be quite, supportive and all that. But as soon as you're gone from there, then they'll just be like, oh, okay. Sometimes they might be like, oh, good luck. It's like, well, okay, then fuck you then. If you're not gonna come and support me, or it's like, well, fine. So they didn't even say anything to be like, oh, sorry to hear about it or anything, just nothing. Kind of goes to show that, yeah, who your real supporters are, doesn't it? Times like this, you'll find out who your real supporters are, and you'll find that there's very few that are actually real. Yeah, I think they even say, like, even people would say, like, 100,000 followers, that maybe only 1,000 of those at the most are actually real followers. The ones that will actually be there for you through thick and thin. So yeah. And Shirley only has a handful of followers, so waiting on that as well. Right, okay, got you. How many? What do you mean? I had 38,000 followers on TikTok before they banned me. So that's, yeah, it's a bit of one of those things, it is what it is, but you just gotta do what you gotta do. It's just like no use crying over spilt milk, they're saying it. If you was in the gym and there was a woman squatting and asked you to help her with her form, at first you're excited, but let's say every time you went down she farted every repetition, would you keep helping her or look for an excuse to stop? I mean, Like, I mean, it's just, I don't even know like what to say about that. It's just like such an odd question, really. But yeah. Anyway, but yeah, how are we all doing, people? I hope you've all had a good day. Yeah, let's try and get this shared out if you can. Yeah. Yeah. So how's everybody's day been? Dale's questions, I know. It would be weird, wouldn't it? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Did you hear the owner of the cinema in York has died? Oh no, that's sad. Sorry if phone went funny, it's okay. No worries. Yeah. Yeah, that is unfortunate. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So anyway, I tap those screen. I'm used to telling people to tap the screen because on TikTok it has this system where you can send pretty much like an infinite amount of likes. But I think it's good to have it just more straightforward. Just people just send one like, and then they're not wasting their time tapping the screens. It's just yeah. His funeral is on Thursday at 2:10, 4:20, and a late night showing at 7:40 p.m. Like, yeah, that's sad. So how old was how old was he then? But yeah, that's yeah. Here, riddle who the werewolf cell a man that been marking on the wall each day. He been in the cell. The other cell has a man eating. By the way, wait, I don't understand. You're even better on YouTube. I noticed earlier. Oh, really? I don't know. Maybe it's a different lighting or something. I don't know. But yeah, TikTok's kind of like a joke, really. I kept getting issues with it. The live would keep freezing out. There would be a lot of problems. Whereas I think maybe it's because on YouTube it's not as bandwidth intensive and all that. It was I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I don't quite understand what you were saying, Freddie. But yeah, the screen's a lot clearer on YouTube live than TikTok live. Yeah, so maybe it's worked out better because then people will see that it's more clear resolution perhaps, or just less chopping out, like less. There was getting all this like lagging all the time, and I think that might have been maybe that was part of the reason why some people got a bit. They weren't sticking around that much. They would get quite easily fed up if, say, like, if it lagged for like 30 seconds and then they'd be like, "Oh, I'm going." It's like, okay, fuck you then. There's just a lot of people just aren't very supportive, and if there's even just a slight hiccup with it, they're gone. That's what a lot of people are like now. They have no patience whatsoever. Yeah. Never mind, eh? It is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I hope everyone's well tonight. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat, but keep it appropriate. I don't want to be dealing with any just rude or inappropriate questions. Jerry, if you was on a dating site and agreed to meet a woman at a restaurant, you see photos of her when she was slim and fit years ago, but now you're waiting and in walks a really overweight woman. Okay. Covered in acne, you're not even sure it's the same woman. She looks at least 12 years older. Would it ruin anything? Yeah, because it's like if you're gonna pretend to be something that you're not, then that to me is just like a massive red flag, and I'm just gonna be like, that's not even what I. It's like when you order food from something and then it comes out not even looking anything like what you ordered, then you're gonna be extremely disappointed, aren't you? And you're gonna probably take it back and complain and be like, I want my money back, you know. So that's yeah, that's gonna yeah, that's kind of like the same sort of thing. It's like if you go out your way to go meet someone, they show themselves a certain way, and then it's like this isn't what I'd bargained for. I think many will agree with you. It's like a form of lying and would put most men, even nice men, off. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's like it's a form of catfishing, isn't it? Um, yeah, it's like when they get these filters, right? They put these filters on these dating apps, and it's hard to really know what these people actually look like. And then when you actually meet them, they look absolutely nothing like what they shown on their photo. I got a meal in Morrison's cafe once. The picture was nothing like the meal I got. I was like, where's the peas they said they had run out? I was like, WTF, just go get some off shelf. Yeah, exactly. It's just pathetic, isn't it? Since being off TikTok for a while, I've lost a bit more weight. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, maybe it's giving you more time to focus on your health, because the thing is, if you on like social media too much, then it can distract you from things that are actually important. So yeah, so that's good. If that was to really happen, as she wobbles towards you and sits down, would you say anything? I doubt you would beat around the bush. You would probably tell her straight away. Yeah, I would. I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to be like, this is not how you've shown yourself, and I'm going. Goodbye. You know, have a nice life. You know, that's what I would be like, because I don't like being messed around. I don't like being deceived. I hate that kind of stuff. And like, yeah, Kingdale, how do you even think of questions like? I know they're a bit quite maybe he's asking ChatGPT some kind of for interesting questions or something. I don't know. Is that where he's like looking to find questions or something? Levels to the table has me. What you mean? Would you feel sorry for her? Oh, obviously she's too self-conscious to put real photos of herself up. I mean, she has to like obviously work on herself. Like, I don't feel sorry for her at all, because you just like deceived somebody. That is just wasting somebody's time to basically, yeah. Like I don't feel sorry for people like that at all, to be honest. So yeah, I might sound like harsh, but no, I would not feel sorry in the slightest. Yeah. It had me laughing, the image of her wobbling to the table. Oh yeah. Dear me. Yeah. I don't have any pets, no. Do you? Anyway, can we get this shared out? Maybe? Maybe you could share the live, guys and gals. I don't know. Maybe try and get some more people to join in. But yeah, it's a shame that, the people that won't come here, but it is what it is. Some people only stick to one platform. Oh well. Yeah, we just gotta grind this out. Hello, Anton. Good to see you again. How have you been? Yeah, yeah. I don't know how to do anything on here. Yeah, yeah. It's just it's not that hard really. It's pretty simple. I'd say it's a lot easier to figure out than TikTok, if anything. It's pretty straightforward, really. But I guess if you're not used to it, then it can be a bit confusing. It's like when you get a new phone that's like a different interface. It can take a bit of time to get used to it, because it's got different features on it, and so I get that. But a lot of people don't even really use YouTube that use TikTok. So yeah, but I'm a dinosaur, clearly. Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, YouTube's actually been going a lot longer than TikTok. It's like YouTube's like the OG video platform. Well, not the OG, but it's the one when it was like all popping off. That's the one that got big. I mean, you had stuff like Vimeo and Dailymotion before that, but they didn't really pop off the same. But YouTube was really what kind of made the whole kind of the whole video platform like a household thing instead of it just being this like underground nerdy kind of thing that people would use. It's kind of like how Facebook, popped off. It's like you had things like MySpace before that, but that was kind of like, that never really got that big in comparison. It did get quite big for a while, but it never got anywhere near the level that Facebook and Instagram or any of those got to. So, yeah. So it was just like, so then you had like YouTube like popped off at 2005. I got my best friend staying for the night, and she says, "Oh yeah, hello to you, best friend." Is that one Eilish? Is it, or because I think you said that was your best friend? Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Eilish, yeah. Well, yeah. I hope she's doing all right. Anyway, so what has everybody been up to this week then? Anyone got any plans for the weekend? I know obviously it was Halloween last night, but I was talking with my dad earlier, he was saying how if you don't put pumpkins and stuff outside your door, people don't really knock on it, because he was saying how he didn't get anyone knocking on it because he didn't have any of that stuff, pumpkins or any decorations outside. So yeah, I don't think I had anyone knock here either. But I didn't get back till a bit late last night. But I don't even think I would have had anyone anyway. But yeah. How's everybody doing anyway? Hope you all had a good day. I've got to get my clothes clipped tomorrow. Oh God. Oh yeah. I suppose he isn't biggest fan of trick or treaters that in me either. No. I did want to do trick or treating once. I had this like scream mask or whatever, the Grim Reaper mask, and it was it had this like fake heart in it, and it would pump fake blood up into it. So it was like I thought it was kind of fun. This couple came to a house with two young kids trick or treating. Oh really? Good's memory chicken. Oh yeah. Do you remember that one? But guess what? We had this game yesterday where at this party, right? I don't know if I told you about this one, but I was at this party thing yesterday with this group, and we had this game on it where it was like a memory game, and we had to like say like we did this thing where it's like, I'm going to a Halloween party and I'm going to bring such and such, and you would have to add like an extra item when it got round to you, so you'd have to like take it in turns, and like you would, and when you couldn't think of the word that said, then you would be out. So it was like a kind of last man standing sort of thing. So yeah, those at a party when you didn't go live. Yeah, I was out at this thing, and yeah, I didn't get back till a bit. It was about 8 o'clock, I think, when I got back. But I had some food, and then I went live. So yeah, rang bell, no one answered. So the parents rang again. Hello, Lucy, how you doing? I'll come in here. Rang again. Sorry, rang and shouted, "Open the effing door!" Oh really? Oh well. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So So it was like I said, I did this like this scream mask. That was quite funny. We did make a bit of like money from the trick or treating, and we got a few sweets, I remember. But yeah, because I had this like friend for a while, like we would hang around, and what's that? What's that? No, neighbor was out, but heard it all and recorded it on Ring doorbell. Oh really? Oh well. Yeah. Hang on, who's this Lucy? Is that you, Lucy? So I remember there was someone called Lucy that I used to talk to off TikTok, but I would always try to like kind of get on a call with her, and then she would just like she'd have like some kind of excuse or something, and then she would agree to it, but then never actually do it. I'm like, I don't know. But anyway, how's everybody doing anyway? Hope you've all had a good day. Yeah, let's share this out if you can. I don't know, some people are kind of strange, like yeah. Because it's like, Lucy, she was like, adding me on Facebook a while ago, and then, oh, it wasn't you, okay, yeah. It was just, there was someone called Lucy who was like, she was just like, I don't know. It was probably just one that was just trying to get attention, probably. A lot of these people are just trying to get attention. They're probably not even serious. She was doing a bunch of love bombing and shit. So whenever you see love bombing, probably take that as a red flag. So Ellen, I'm just wondering if the rise in dementia is also connected to processed foods and high sugar content. Quite possibly. Also, sedentary lifestyle, I would say, is a big problem. In fact, exercise has been shown to basically like to prevent, potentially to prevent dementia, or at least, to like delay it, because it can be good for the brain. Probably because it helps to get more oxygen into the brain and more kind of I'm not exactly sure what the mechanism, but I've heard that it can increase. It might be BDNF. I'm not too sure, but I've heard that like fasting can actually improve BDNF. So yeah, I do try to incorporate some intermittent fasting, but I don't know if like that is sufficient for that. But yeah, I've heard this thing about like at least if you do a fasting for a certain amount of time, that can cause increases in BDNF, which stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which means it can actually improve brain function. So improve mental clarity, for example. So I don't know how true all this is. It's not something I've really looked into that much, but I've heard people claiming these things. So yeah, anyway, thank you for the 5 likes, everybody. So what wasn't you, was it Lucy then? Yeah. They're going to have some dinner now, and we'll be back soon. Okay, no worries. But yeah, who's still here then? Yeah. I wonder if Hannah will be here tonight then, or any of the other ones there. Dale, are you still there? Yeah. So how long are you gonna be then, Abby? You're gonna be for a while then, but you take care. Anyway. Ellen says a healthy alternative is a smashed banana sandwich. Well, sandwich is not necessarily the best, but I mean, especially if it's white bread. I mean, white bread's not necessarily the best for you, and that might annoy some people, but yeah. A lot of that bread stuff's just a lot of like added crap in it, and it's quite processed. It's been had a lot of the nutrients taken out of it, and they do try to add some of it back in, but I don't think it's the same. Whole grain bread, I mean, is better, but it's still not going to be like the best. But yeah, sourdough. I've heard sourdough is supposed to be one of the better ones. I mean, yeah, sourdough is supposed to be. I've heard it's meant to be better for you, but the thing is, if you can have ones that are like, how's it going, Anna? Welcome back. Where they've not added a bunch of E numbers into it. Because the problem is a lot of the food that we get. How's it going, Justin? Hope you're well. Welcome in here. Yeah, how have you been? Can you stop spamming the chat, please? Yeah, we're going to have to kick you out if you keep spamming the chat. Hello, how you doing? Was there really any need for that? Okay, yeah, I don't know why you needed to keep spamming the same message, but welcome in here. How's everybody's day been? I hope you've all had a good one. I've also been reading on sulfates in alcohol causes the hangovers really. Yeah, sulfates or sulfites. I mean, I've heard those are not very good for you and they can potentially cause some form of cancer, perhaps. That sounds like an old song. What's that? Sounds like an old song, sorry. Anyway, yeah, I hope everyone's doing well tonight. But yeah, like the live if you haven't already. But yeah, just gotta try and stay positive, and no matter what happens, just don't let it get you down, because things happen out of your control and you just have to accept it. I'm actually surprised at how like I didn't really react when I saw that my TikTok had gone down. I was like, oh well, okay, well that's a shame, but we're gonna adapt. You know, you gotta learn to just be like accept things for what it is and just adapt. You know, you can just like sulk and feel sorry for yourself, or you can just okay, well I'm gonna have to adapt. When the going gets tough, the tough get going, that kind of thing. You know, you have to just learn to adapt to these things and just gotta deal with it. The offer is always going to be open if you want my TikTok. Okay. I don't really want to bother anymore. I'd rather just kind of, at this point, I'm just like, you know what? Maybe it's best to just start a clean slate and just start on here, because I feel like this is a better platform and it's just going to be better in the long run. Giving you not open, yeah. How many subs have you got? I'm sure you have heard of inkwells, men usually that want relationships and are loners, but take the rejection personally and end up hating the world. If the community got in touch with you and more or less asked you to join them, would you do so? No, I wouldn't, because I don't identify with any of that. Hello, Nicolia. How you doing? Welcome, and I've not seen you for a while. Okay, man, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick to this because I'm kind of done with that app, because all the nonsense, all the constant stuff going on there, I've just decided, you know what, maybe it's best to just start afresh. You know, and I think it was a sign that TikTok is not for me. It's just I don't connect really that well with the people on there. A lot of them are quite annoying, and yeah, it's best to just start where it's going to be a good platform, where it's going to be more of a community. Yeah, I'd rather build this up, to be honest. Yeah, I thought that would be a very toxic idea. You wouldn't want to be in their negative world. Yeah, it's very nihilistic and very kind of it's like very kind of like, you know, sort of woe is me kind of victim mentality kind of attitude that they have, lack of self-responsibility. I don't know if they've got like low testosterone or something, or maybe it's that they were brought up by a single mother, perhaps in a lot of cases that might have had something to do with it, which can really mess up their, you know, if they didn't have a, not to sound like Jordan Peterson, but yeah, these sexless men, they've been growing up without a father figure, which makes me really sad. You know, these young men that are like, how's it going? Kufa, how you doing? Welcome in here. How you doing? Hope you've had a good day today. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Oh, number one Phoenix shots. All right, okay. Was that? Yeah, have you changed your name or something? But yeah, cool. Anyway, hello, Mr. Humble. What's your name? Yeah, welcome to my live, everybody. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Yeah, I did. Oh, cool. Yeah. All right then. At least you've like told me. But yeah, sometimes people come in and it's like they'll say a few messages and be like, "Oh, by the way, I've changed my name." It's like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, welcome to my live, people. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat. I'll try my best to answer it. But yeah, you'll realize who your real supporters are when you're in the shit, and most people are not going to be there for you. You know, that's the reality of it. That you end up somewhere else, and then they don't care. They're like, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, too bad. There was a YouTuber who was part of that community named Just James from Northern Ireland. He was so down and hard on himself. He worked out he could drive. He just couldn't get what he wanted. Yeah, I saw the video where he went to actually meet some woman in Italy, but I don't know what ever happened because I didn't really stay up to date with his journey. But apparently, yeah, he met up with some woman, but he didn't actually get it on with her because he said that he was not ready for it or something. But I don't know if he was like making any excuses or whatever. But who's Adam? I'm a humble and non-judgmental person. Well, that's good then. But yeah, I don't know what ever happened with him, but I remember he used to talk about his fitness and diet as well sometimes. But yeah, I used to watch him a little bit, but yeah, he was quite kind of I don't know, like he tried to work on himself, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if is he still going or something, but did he ever actually lose it to anybody or yeah. So I remember there was this guy called, I think he was called Never Give Up or something like that, and he actually had a success story with some girlfriend who he ended up being happy with that, and I don't know if he ended up actually getting married to her or something. I don't know if he got married or not, but yeah, that woman was named Sarah, I believe. He was so old-fashioned, wasn't he? But dare I say, he made a lot of excuses. I could relate to him. He was brutally honest on where he was in life, but he ended up deleting all his videos. Oh, that's a shame. Because the thing is, he could have just like done something with his YouTube and just like, I don't know, he could have really made something big happen, and a lot of people sabotage themselves, and he could have like actually, maybe he could have started a podcast and reach out to people and all of that. Yeah. Someone put a video saying, just James exposes himself as a communist/socialist. So there's some like videos against him actually. There's one here, is just James accusing me of terrorism? It's like, bloody hell. Yeah, so, yeah, well that's, maybe, I don't know if, yeah, but just James, I remember, yeah, a few years ago, he was like, yeah, this guy from Northern Ireland, but yeah, it seemed like he was making excuses. I don't know whether maybe he could have actually made something happen, but maybe he just wasn't. Maybe he was just too afraid to make any moves or something. I like to ask some advice about my wife. Dad constantly asks him to borrow money off me and never mentions anything about repayment. He's always short every month. I've just had enough of it now. Well, just tell him like I'm done. Like just what you just gotta like put your foot down and yeah. He was very dedicated to his training, quite strong. Like you said, he met that Sarah woman and claimed he loved her, but didn't have intimacy with her because he said he didn't want to take advantage and it was too early for them. Whether that was an excuse or not, I don't know. Yeah, that's one of those things we'll never really know. It does feel like he might have been, kind of talking himself out of it because he was afraid to kind of maybe he was afraid of the rejection of it, perhaps if she said no or something, perhaps, I don't know. A lot of times people will make excuses and be like, say, oh, it's too early. It's like people, it's like people will talk themselves out of things, but I understand you could say it's too early. It depends on how long they've been talking online and stuff with each other and how much they got to know each other. But yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on that, really. I don't really know because I don't know him. So yeah, he tried to get channel back, but was too late. Yeah, what's that? Oh, Dorian Digital regrets deleting his 3K channel because he had expensive content he had filmed and contacts. That's a shame. The BBC documentary, James made a rap song with lyrics about Elliot Rodgers on bloody hell. Well, that's quite extreme, isn't it? Yeah. But I did see that stuff about like an article where it said that he'd actually escaped the whole like inkwell mindset and that he was going to go meet this woman and all that kind of stuff. But you could say he's technically still won because he hasn't actually made it happen with anybody. So, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, there was a bunch of other guys who've been. There was this guy called, I think he was called Black Pill Joker or something, and he's changed his name to somebody else. And he basically just like, I think he earns his living by getting donations, and yeah, you just see him in his car all the time, and he's just complaining about things, and it's just, he's not even a bad looking guy, but he's just got this kind of attitude, and I think it's the attitude, a lot of it. It could be the autism, but it's like, but a lot of them just kind of see no light at the end of the tunnel. They just think that, oh, what's the point even trying? You know, they have this kind of nihilistic kind of doomer mentality. It's like, that is not what you want to be having. It's, you want to, have a, your self-image is really important, and they keep telling themselves that they're not good enough, that they're subhuman and all this trash. If you keep telling yourself that, then that's what other people are going to start to see you as, because it's like what they see you as is basically how you're projecting yourself to the world. So if you're confident in yourself and you think that you're beautiful or you think you're handsome or whatever, then that's how other people are going to see you. You know, so it's that, yeah. As James Taylor's still up, it's called A Channel, but most of his videos are gone for some reason, yeah. Maybe he just thought that, like, he didn't really agree with the videos anymore or something. Do you still have your videos on your phone? Did you lose them when the account got blocked? I got this message that said about, about being able to, to download all my videos, but I just can't even really be bothered. And a lot of my content, I'm actually thinking, a lot of it's low quality content anyway. And like half of the stuff I'd go back and look at is really cringe and just like, yeah, I'm trying to just go in a more mature direction, and a lot of the stuff I'd put out would just be kind of like, it might come across as a bit kind of attention seeking maybe, or a bit kind of toxic or whatever. I don't know. It's just, it might not necessarily be the best look. People might, kind of get a bad idea of it or something like that. And some of it would be more like opinion based than stuff that's actually kind of factual. So yeah, I've got to try and just kind of, I mean, sometimes I like to talk about opinions and stuff. I think it's good, like when you're on a live, you can interact with people, but maybe when I'm doing videos, I should probably try and stick more to factual content that I can actually back up, because, just kind of like, it just ends up causing arguments in a video, and it's just, when you put the video out, it should be like, you should be come across as certain, like that you know what you're talking about, like you have a certain kind of sense of authority. Like if you know for certain, it's like you've got to have that kind of, that's like sense of certainty, and then people will resonate more with it then, because you seem certain about what you're saying. And yeah, I think as well, I think it's just about being authentic and stuff like that, and just being true to you. So yeah, anyway, but yeah, how's everybody doing? Deadlifting weights is also risky to do without the correct knowledge and equipment, as it can cause a prolapse injury and it's misunderstood. Please be careful and stay within your limits. Yeah, I've heard someone, I don't know if it was you talking about that, but someone was talking about that before. Yeah, don't you wish someone like that can get ahead in their life? Yeah. It's you'd think that they probably could get ahead if they really want to, But I think that they just have this really toxic mindset, a lot of them, where it's like they just can't see the wood for the trees kind of thing. It's like they're so close but yet so far away kind of thing. It's like all they would have to do is just change their mindset, and everything would just seem so much kind of like kind of more within reach. But because of their mindset, it makes it feel like it's so far away from them, like it's so out of reach. But yeah, it's just a mentality that they think, oh well, everyone that got successful in life, they just got lucky. And it's like a lot of them will apply it to the things like money as well, and be like, oh well, you can't get rich because like unless you got lucky and you were born into it. But there's a lot of self-made millionaires, for example. So it's like they'll apply the mindset to a lot of things, to getting jobs or something like that. And it's like, because if you have that negative mindset, then you fulfill your own prophecy. So just gonna have a nip out, need shot before it closes at 9, actually. Yeah, you take care. Don't you wish someone like, yeah, I've just read that, but yeah, I'm still there. But anyway, how are we doing tonight, everybody? Hope you've all had a good day. So close yet so far away. I think you hit the nail on the head. To me, that sums James. He could work. He was fit. He wasn't bad looking. He could drive, but he just couldn't get in the front door. Yeah, exactly. That's it. It's like it's his mindset that's so kind of skewed, and it's just like I think it's just overthinking and things. It's like there was this guy called Anime Saved My Life, for example, and he was talking about, oh well, I would go to see a prostitute, but I don't want to risk her getting some kind of infection or something like that, and he would just be overthinking. I don't think he should do that anyway, but he just keeps talking himself out of doing things, and he would, instead of actually like working on himself to become better and more sociable and all that kind of stuff, he would just, yeah, Jimmy, welcome back. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I'm back on here. I'm going to be doing this, like permanently now. I'm going to be like, yeah, back on here for good, and I'm going to take it seriously. So yeah, fuck TikTok. It's a joke of an app, and who knows, it might be gone before long anyway. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, you take care, Lucy. All right. Yeah, who's still here then? But yeah, that's the thing. It's just they don't realize how close they are. It's like they've just kind of they just have to work on themselves a bit more. They have to work on their mindset. Everything else is in place. Like, yeah, he wasn't even bad looking. I think he had an issue with like his acne or something, but that's the thing that's gone now. Because I think it was from him doing the steroids, and it messed up his face and stuff, and it was all the acne that can cause. So I remember on that video where he was like tons of acne, and yeah, but it's just he had this kind of attitude that did seem a bit kind of like defeatist. It was just kind of like, yeah, I think that's just really bad to have that kind of attitude. I hope James is doing well, and I can't help but feel for him. I always appreciated his honesty. Like you said, he wasn't bad looking. He had a crooked nose, but big deal. Yeah, exactly. And it's like most people have some feature that they're not too happy about, but that doesn't mean that you can't get somewhere. I mean, if he just kind of like, got some good clothes maybe, or I don't know, like if he just kind of presents himself the best way, yeah, just kind of like, then it shouldn't have a problem. And if he just like works on his kind of mental health and his to try and stop overthinking things, because a lot of times the overthinking actually is what holds people back, especially a lot of autistic people. I find that autistic people tend to like overthink a lot, and also people with ADHD as well, and that can be what holds a lot of them back from their full potential. And it's sad, really, because there's so much talents and abilities that a lot of these people have, but they hold themselves back by their doomer mentality. a lot of times they might have a victim mentality as well, where it's like it's kind of like that they'd rather feel like a victim than actually do the hard work. It's like, because doing the hard work is actually quite tough. But the thing is, though, he actually did do the hard work, but it was just a mentality for him that he needed to get over. To be fair, he would actually do the workouts. He would actually, I've seen him doing like the lifting and stuff like that. So he was actually actively doing that. So props to him. But yeah, for some, it's just it's the mindset. It's like there was that guy, was it the Plymouth guy? The what is it called? Jake Davison. He was like the one from the other year where he was completely off the rails with like, and then he ended up killing people. I mean, the thing is, it's like if these people don't get help, then you'll see more and more of these things happening over time. You're going to probably get more and more of these crazy wacko people. But the thing is, he didn't even give himself any chances. Like, he was in his early 20s, and like a lot of times is that people are still developing. Like, especially a lot of guys are still developing themselves. They're who they are, their brand, or whatever you call it. Like, it's like it takes time. Like Rome wasn't built in a day, and he had things they could have done, like lose some weight, get a better trim, for example, and he would have been all right. Yes, he was a lot stronger than I am. He was fit like 1,000. His acne cleared up. If he had a different personality, I imagine he would have been quite a hit with women, but hopefully he's doing better. Yeah, exactly. There was this guy called, I think it was called Never Give Up, and he is actually not arguably a very good looking guy. He has quite a kind of recessed chin. Like, his jaw is quite recessed. You can see it's just, he's not got the best features. Like, he's probably below average in terms of his looks. Just looks quite kind of nerdy looking, kind of. But even he managed to get someone. Now, it might have been because of his status. You could say that helped because he got this like popular video, and then his channel like blew up from that. I think it's called Never Give Up. But obviously, status can play into attractiveness. So I guess I think it was called something like Never Give Up. I can't remember. It was something along those lines. Yeah, it's called Never Give Up. He's got 380,000 subscribers. He's made a video called "Being Ugly: My Experience." And the thing is, he actually had a previous girlfriend, and it was actually a really toxic experience, quite abusive actually. And it was but he managed to get somebody, but it was maybe the clout that helped him, perhaps. But yeah, he does do videos occasionally, and he's still getting, gets a fair few views on them. And I think he's actually, he's had a kid with his girlfriend, and by the looks of it, she's actually not bad looking. So she's actually better looking than he is, I'd say, probably, from what I see. It's like, how has that even happened? It's like, she probably, like I said, maybe she's just with him because of the clout. I remember that guy that went on a rampage, bad mindset again. Who was that? Which Never Give Up. Yeah. To be fair, I think he sorted himself out. He was trying to kind of be more optimistic about things, and he ended up actually getting somebody. But like I said, maybe the clout helps with him, perhaps. I don't know. I know a lot of times, like, clout can actually, that's why a lot of times guys will try to become famous, because they think, oh, well, maybe I'll be able to get the hottest woman if I can just get known by a lot of people, and because then I'll be more in demand. Because this idea of like, the more people that you have access to, then the more options that's going to give you. And because you're perceived as having a lot of options because of that, then a lot more women will start to chase you. It's just, I'm not saying that people should be clout chasing, because that can be quite toxic if you do things in the wrong way, and you can come across desperate and just really quite, like when people are trying to do, desperate things to try and get famous, like you'll see all these people on these apps just trying to do the most kind of outrageous stuff. But yeah, never give up. It's called 380,000 followers or subscribers. I mean, but yeah, I thought I'd just use that as an example of Oh yeah, I just checked. I remember that never give up. He was known as a typical unattractive man who has no hope. His videos been recommended to me for a while. Yeah. It's like he's but he actually started to kind of have hope because of course, with the name Never Give Up. It's like so he's actually putting out a more positive message, I guess, since then, and being more kind of optimistic about things, I suppose, and he does some videos about his gaming and stuff like that. So he's managed to actually make something of himself. He's actually managed to actually fulfill his dreams and making content now and again. And I'm guessing that that's paying his bills or something. I mean, yeah. So he's got a membership thing. It says join, so maybe he gets paid to do that. Then I'm guessing. But yeah, it looks like I think he's gotten a kid or something. So yeah, so that's unattractive guy. But like, of course, like that's a kind of outlier example where this ugly guy gets with like this quite attractive female actually, and but like I said, the clout probably is what played into that. So if you ever see like an attractive woman with a less attractive guy, then you've got to question that what is going on there. Of course, there's some times where they just genuinely are attracted to them for other things. But quite often there's something else going on that, like maybe they've got clout or maybe they're making a lot of money or something like that. And it's like the same if, like, say a man gets with like a less attractive woman, maybe he got with her because maybe she's not that he's attracted to her, but it's just maybe he just feels like she'll be easy, she won't be like have a lot of demands. So there's different reasons why people get with others that are less attractive. But yeah, there's also the subjectivity thing, I guess, as well, where one person might be seen as attractive to somebody else and not attractive to somebody else. Like people have different standards when it comes to attractiveness, and like in terms of like some people might be into more very, very skinny women, or maybe one likes one much more curvy and more voluptuous, shall we say. Whereas some women might prefer guys that are more muscly, then some women might prefer ones that are a bit more skinny. But generally, I would say that having a athletic physique is probably going to be give you more broad kind of appeal, more universal appeal across the board. And I think that's probably going to generally be the best for your health as well, like just being kind of not too skinny, but also not overly muscular as well, to just have like, you want to make sure you have your health. And what's your thoughts on adult explicit content and its potential effects on society today? I think it's just gross, to be honest with you. And it really messes up a lot of the young, and it also gives a lot of young like unrealistic expectations when it comes to dating. Because you heard that thing like where they were basically saying that Margot Robbie is mid. That's the level of skewed kind of how skewed things are, where they think that Margot Robbie is mid. Like how is Margot Robbie mid? Like if you think of like, like if you think of like, like the ugliest woman that you can imagine, like, then you think of the most attractive woman that you can imagine. I mean, I would say that she leans more towards the attractive one. I mean, but because these guys that have been like, that keep getting exposed to like adult content, and like they're seeing all these really like hot women, let's say, that are 10 out of 10 basically, and like anything that's below that to them would be seen as mid or even below. So that's the issue, that one of the issues of it is that the more you get exposed to that, it's like unrealistic. and it can just make your mind really hypersexualized, and you just start thinking about it all the time. You just start to objectify people, and it's just, yeah, I just think that people need to be very careful about watching that kind of stuff. And if you're parents, then you need to be careful letting your kids see any of that sort of stuff, because it can really mess their heads up. I think you're right. Back in the day, obviously, adult content wasn't as prevalent. Yeah, exactly. It's just so prevalent now because of how many devices these young people have got, and it's quite concerning, really, because they're at an impressionable age, and it can really taint their minds and become just like kind of a bit like freaks, really, actually, and they might end up becoming like sex pests and stuff like that. Who knows? Like, it's surprising that they haven't really cracked down on that more, but I guess maybe there isn't really any way around it. It is what it is. It's one of those things which is not really anything that can really be done, I guess. But anyway, hope everyone's doing well. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I can imagine a scenario where it can lead to what want to be quite deviant. Yeah, because if they keep seeing all this, because the thing is, what happens when you watch that kind of content, then it makes you watch more and more extreme stuff, and you can start to look at more deviant type of content, and then you'll probably want to start emulating that in your own life when you get a partner. So, like, when people seeing stuff like, I mean, there's all the kind of like bondage stuff, like, but a lot of that is probably down to like daddy issues. A lot of these that are into that kind of stuff, they might have had like some childhood traumas or some kind of maybe abandonment issues, or just like some just really turbulent childhood, and that can lead them to have dark fantasies and stuff like that. Really effed up stuff that I don't even want to talk about. It's just really effed up, and that's the kind of concern about all that, and it can really mess up mess up a lot of these young people's brains, that when they've been through a lot of the bad experiences like that, and then you throw in this like adult content in the mix, where you've got a lot of these young boys that are looking at this deviant kind of content, and you wonder why people are kind of like a bit freaks, like sex freaks and kind of thing. It's so people have become so obsessed with it. There's this whole hookup culture and all that. People don't seem to value long-term relationships anymore, like that you would get with a partner and that's it for life. You spend your life with that person. You build a life together with them, and you stay by them through thick and thin, and you don't leave them for anybody else, or you don't cheat on them. But nowadays it's become so easy to do that, and trust issues are at an all-time high. And that's it's an issue where it's like, because of I think social media has done a number on society, isn't it? Good answer. I think it definitely plays a part. Along with childhood trauma and isolation, is a recipe for disaster. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it's just I was watching a video a while ago where they were talking about about how that kind of content can lead to basically predatory behavior, and there was this kind of like study into it. I think about a lot of these guys who've basically done like, how's it going? Off to bed. Okay, see you later. Like, a lot of these, like effed up things, like, I don't even really want to talk about it, but it's just like, what I mean, like stuff that's quite deviant, shall we say, stuff that involves minors. And that's that. A lot of that, I think they found, is actually a lot of time brought on by watching adult content, and it can really just mess their brains up and just make them really perverted. And of course, that isn't an excuse for the behavior, but it's like an elephant in the room that has to be addressed. It's like we need to talk about like how this adult content can really mess up a lot of these people's brains, and there's also they're probably more likely to be like have some kind of neurodiversity as well. I guess they probably have some kind of other like mental illness or something like that. So when you combine that with adult content, then yeah, that's a recipe for disaster. They might have had some trauma as a child and they never really got the love, and they didn't have the proper upbringing. So what do people expect, really? Anyway, yeah, I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Thank you all for joining me. If you have any more questions, put them in the chat, please. It's a bit slow in here, but I don't know whether to restart. I don't want to have to keep restarting, but yeah. I'll just give it a few more minutes and see if any more people start to arrive. Yeah. You're right. Like you said, it's not an excuse, but it's a contributing factor. Yeah, exactly. I try to see the good in people. I'm trying to like see that everyone's had the reason why they do anything that they do. It's like there's always been something that motivated that. No smoke without fire kind of thing. It's like, and sometimes people are just born a certain way, like psychopaths, for example, that they're just born that way and they can't help it. But sometimes things have happened in their lives, like their environment, their, like things like their upbringing, things like isolation and things like that. Things like the sort of content that they're exposed to can just really just like pervert them. So yeah, it's anyway. But yeah, how are we doing? Yeah, Anton, are you still there? I hope everybody's had a blessed day. Yeah, just keep the chat flowing, everybody. Yeah, you're still there. Cool. Yeah, it's gone a bit quiet in here, hasn't it? Yeah. I don't know what show we talk about next, but yeah. Maybe it'll take a while for this to start growing again. So I remember a while ago, we had some like decent chats and stuff, but yeah, a lot of people that used to come here, they don't come here anymore. So maybe they're just kind of out of the loop of it, really, just kind of, they don't even know what's going on. They might not get notified. So yeah, we just got to try and just start afresh and hope for the best. That's all you can do, really. Hope for the best. Try your best, hope for the best. Did you train today? Yeah, I went to the gym today. Yeah, I did a set on squats at 50 for 15 reps. And then I actually decided to up it and go to 60 for 15 reps. So that was probably like the most I've done at that weight, basically. So I was quite happy with that, really. I was able to, do that much. So that was like, yeah. I mean, I don't know like what percentage of, let's have a look, 15 reps percentage of, to try and work out what the percentage of 1 rep max would be at that amount of reps. Good job. Many don't like doing squats. They are hard, but you really feel it. Yeah, definitely. I don't really like leg press. I actually prefer squats over leg press. I guess it just feels like a more natural movement. I think leg press just feels very unnatural to me. And so it says here, 67% apparently. So yeah. So this is so apparently 15 reps is about what 67% of your one rep max. So according to that, I could probably one rep max at about 90. Yeah, so that would be pretty cool if I could do 90 kilos. That would be almost about my body weight. So yeah, it'd be cool if I could like squat my body weight for even if it's just for one rep. I'd be quite happy. That'd be quite a good achievement. But yeah, I could have probably done more reps if I really wanted to. But I think there's a lot of people talk about going all the way to failure. But a lot of times I don't really go right to very failure. Especially if I'm doing stuff like that, I don't want to risk like getting injured or anything. But I suppose I could have had a spotter there or something. But I don't have a spotter, so I just kind of do what I can do. As soon as I feel like I'm starting to get a bit kind of towards that, I'm just gonna, yeah. It's good that you're consistent, always trying to improve. Yeah. I did a bit of incline bench as well. I kind of put it at like a 30-degree angle or whatever it was, and I did that at like 50 kgs. So I did 15 on either side plus the 20 kg bar. So that's 50 kgs in total. And I did that for a few reps. I didn't do like a lot of reps with it because, I do struggle at any like pressing movements or pulling movements a lot of time because of my long arms. I've got really long arms, and it's a lot more work to try and push it away from you that when your arms are so long. Even though, my chest might be bigger than most people, but it doesn't compensate for it, I find. For the really long arms. Yeah. It all depends on your size of your chest and your shoulders to your arms, basically. So, hi, Lexi. Hope you're well. Good evening to you. Hope you've had a good day. I mean, I don't know whether I would ever be able to do, like, say, 100 kilo bench or anything like that, but maybe if I actually was to do all the cheating where I'd like, where you'll see them like where they'll be arching their back. Maybe I should try and do that, but it looks like you'd being a contortionist doing that. I just go like all the way down and then all the way back up. Like, I mean, so I'm not like cheating the movement really. I'm just kind of, could you see them doing this thing where they'll look like they're being a contortionist when they're doing the bench press, where they've got like basically there's like, as long as their ass and as long as they've got like 2 points of contact or something of their upper body, like not their upper body, I mean like their ass and their shoulders, as long as they're touching, they can just like have as big of an arc as they want. And it kind of just looks really kind of weird to see that. But it means they don't have to drop the bar as low, so they don't have to push it up as far. Because as you go further and further down, you're getting into a more the stretch position, which is a more challenging position, and it's just going to be that much more difficult to then push it away from you. You're going to have to use a lot more force to move it that much further away. So yeah. Because you'll see a lot of these like short guys that's like, oh yeah, I can bench 100 kilos, but I mean, if you had the long arms, or like you'd probably be lucky to get 70 or 80 kilos. So it's kind of relative to your size. Also, if you're doing like arching your back, then that's going to make it easier as well. You get all these like ego lifters where they're doing 120 kilos, 150 kilos, whatever, but they're just doing half reps basically, trying to just look cool because they can lift all that. But I think proper technique's going to be the best. And it's like you'll see these people trying to do really, really ridiculously high weights on the bench press, and they're more prone to injuries doing that. So I don't recommend trying to do that. It's like, yeah. it's like you just gotta be careful with that stuff. It can be quite dangerous. So when they're going for these new PRs and they're like losing crazy amounts of weight, but I think personally I just think it's best to just use a little bit lighter weight but with more control and do it for more reps basically than to try and go. I mean, I know sometimes it can be cool to see what your 1 rep max is, but you see some of these people, they do like pec tears and stuff. Maybe that's more of an issue for enhanced lifters, I don't know, but I'd just be very careful with that kind of stuff. So if you've got a spotter there, it's not as big of a deal. Yeah. Like you've got to listen to your body. If you feel like something's starting to kind of like you're feeling like you're pulling a muscle or something, it's just time to stop. Because if you then continue to try and push or pull or whatever, all that's going to happen is you're probably just going to end up tearing the muscle off the bonus, and that can be really, really bad when that happens. And that could put you out of business for like months and months and even years for it to recover, and then you're not going to be making any progress, and if anything, you're going to be losing muscle in that area. So yeah, just be very careful. Some people are just stupid with things that they do because their egos get in the way. So the thing with the ego is that it's just not a lot of time not very smart. It's like just kind of very kind of I think it's this thing of like, yeah, the ego always wants to be the best. It's like he always wants to feel like you know, if you're not like humble in it and be like, we can all make mistakes and nobody's perfect. Yeah, who's still here anyway? Oh yeah, slow and steady wins a race. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like there's no like need to be going like all the way towards your 1 rep max. In fact, I think they find that for muscle building, it's actually better if you do at least 5 reps. I believe for like optimal gains. I think when you go below 5 reps, you don't get as many gains. I think when it comes to like low rep ranges, I think you can still build some, but like the thing with like very high weight with low reps is that it has to do with like the nervous system, and I've heard it can take days for it to recover even if you've just done 1 rep of a really, really heavy weight, because that is just very like taxing on the nervous system, like because the nervous system has to recruit so many different like muscle fibers at once, which is just very it can be very taxing, and it can take literally a few days for it to recover. Whereas if you do a more moderate weight, you'll find that your recovery is a lot faster. Even if you do a lot more volume, like as you go up in weight, it just becomes exponentially more taxing on the nervous system. So you might even be better off going more for say 10, 15 reps in some cases. It all depends really what works for you, but also there's a thing of like, you know, proximity to failure, because let's say if you did 1 rep of a really heavy weight and you couldn't do the 2nd rep, let's say, and you just did 1 rep and then you quit there, but then it's like, but you didn't even try to attempt this at 2nd rep. So like you might, maybe in that case, you could just like try to do whatever you can of the 2nd rep and just kind of, it's all, because really it's about trying to get to failure if you're trying to optimally grow. Because let's say that it might be 1 rep max, but then you might find it's actually 1.5 reps, if you get me, that you could have pushed out. Let's say if you're doing the heaviest amount of weight on a certain thing, let's say a squat, but then the thing is though, you can't really do that, I suppose, unless you use a Smith machine squat where you could say like do 1 rep and then maybe you could say do a half of a rep, but you couldn't complete it or something. And that way you can get to failure. But I wouldn't even recommend doing that because it just isn't necessary. You're better off just, like I said, at least 5 reps. I think I've heard. I would even recommend at least 8 reps for like optimal maybe 10 to 15 reps. And I've even had people get in progress with even things like 20 to 30 reps. So there isn't like, you know, a specific rep range that it needs to be. I've heard up to 30 reps is fine. More than 30 reps is more endurance at that point. And your body probably won't want to be like building muscle at that point, because it's like, there's no need for it to grow. It's more just like, it's more strength endurance at that point. You might build a little bit of muscle, but it's more, you're training more for like work capacity at that point, and trying to, less sets, more reps builds strength, the opposite for muscle growth. Yeah, that's more for strength endurance, I would say, but yeah, I think you just need a balance with like moderate reps and moderate weight, I would say, and focus on like the eccentric portion, they say, like the negative portion of the movement, because that, if you slow down that part of the movement, that way you can, get the constant time under tension. You'll see some of these lifters, I think it might be because they're on steroids or whatever, where they're just pumping, like they're not actually, they're not like doing the eccentric thing. And so the thing is, people might follow that and think that's the way that they should train, but maybe for natural lifters, they might be more need to actually slow down the negative part of it. So because get the time under tension. So because what happens is, say like when you're doing let's say you're just going as fast as you can with the weight, so you're just trying to, and then what happens is you when it's the negative, you have that chance to recover, but when you're slowing it down, you're controlling that negative, then it's sort of like not allowing you to recover. So then it's constantly causing more breakdown of the muscle fibers. That's the idea of it anyway. I don't know like how true it all is, and like what kind of benefit having that would be, but I've heard it's meant to be better for muscle growth if you slow down the negative part of the movement. So but I've heard that doing that can actually save your joints. So I was watching this video a while ago where he talked about, it means that you can get away with doing less weight for less reps, and it can be better on the joints or something. A smooth, steady motion, right? Yeah, so it might be like that it's it's better for the joints. I was also watching this video about how possibly cardio might actually benefit building muscle in the long term. If you're one of these guys that wants to get really big, that you might find that you reach a plateau because you just haven't got the ability to like continue to make progress with all the energy demands that it requires, all the workouts and stuff, and that by adding in some cardio, it might help you to recover more and be able to have better work capacity in the gym, to be able to keep doing more and more sets. And I don't know how true it all is, but there's something about capillarization, which is when you do cardio, it encourages more like capillarization, which means that you have more blood vessels, which basically means that there can be more oxygen delivery, hence that more energy for your workouts and more sustained energy for it. What do you think about this influence in alpha males as they what do you mean to themselves? Usually guys that are short in height, heavily muscular and bald with tattoos, who claim to be real men. Yeah, it's kind of cringy, I would say, because they're deep down insecure, a lot of them. The ones that need to convince you that they're real men Yeah, it's just so cringy, isn't it? It's like, I don't know, if yeah, it's like if you're think you're a real man, you don't need to show off as like this kind of alpha male. True alpha males, I think, would actually. I mean, I suppose like alpha males are more show offish, but to me, alpha males are just kind of. I'd actually say a lot of them are actually closeted beta males. Actually, they're putting on a facade, like the ones that like have to try and act a certain way to pretend to be something that they're not. So I remember there was this guy, like this bald alpha male guy who, I think he was on, who was it? I think it was, I think it was Fresh and Fit, and I don't even watch them, but people were making like reaction videos to it, and they were on their podcast. He was on their podcast, and some guy on there absolutely destroyed him, and he went into a meltdown over it. Yeah, a man's a man. You don't have to do anything to be a real man. Like you said, they are going out their way to prove that they're real men. It shows they are insecure boys pretending to be men, exactly. Because maybe it's about their height and they have to try and that's why they build a muscle to try and kind of it's like they're trying to compensate for something, but then they'll just go out and try to be all kind of like, all this kind of like, like trying to be all kind of like act tough and all that. You don't need to do that if you're a real man. And a lot of times they'll go out and try to pick fights with people to try and make them look tough. But anyone that does that is just, you're just making yourself look bad. You're making yourself look like an asshole, and really you're just not. What are your thoughts? Oh yeah, what are your thoughts on this whole Jeff Nippard thing? Have you heard about the what is it, Mike Van Wyck, I think he was called, that assaulted him, and there's been all this kind of discourse about it, and there's been a few people that have defended him, but then most people seem to be siding with Jeff on this. That it seemed as though it was this guy, Mike, was just in the wrong there. It was cruel. Yeah, it's like whatever you think of Jeff, I think that Mike was in the wrong there. There was no need for any of that. It was all to do with some agreement on training or something like that, and Mike was trying to be all kind of like funny about like how saying, oh, well, why is this, this Jeff person who, that he knows so much about fitness, but yet he's got a mid physique. I mean, fair enough, but like, you don't need to go and bully someone to try and prove your point. That's just very kind of like, I guess you could say it's very kind of primal, kind of just not very evolved kind of behavior, you could say. When people are just doing shit like that to, but look at me, I'm so tough. And it's like, the thing is though, it just shows you how weak that guy is, because he had to go pick a fight with someone that's half his size, and he had to do it, out of nowhere, like, because the thing is, it's like he could have just like squared up and actually have a fight, but he's too scared to actually. So the fact that he had to just randomly just start kind of, but that Jeff literally actually put his hands behind his back. He was in a very vulnerable position there, and yeah. I'm actually thinking about it. Part of me thinks the whole thing could have been staged, but I doubt that really. It's very unlikely that it was all staged. So it did seem like a very like serious what had happened, and he did actually get quite hurt from that. I think he even ended up in hospital or something to get treatment for it, because he got really badly kind of, and it could have went really, really bad that if he'd have hit something like, bullying is toxic and detrimental to what a man is. Yeah, exactly. Real men don't bully. Real men just, they'll stand up for themselves when people are being, unreasonable with them, but they won't bully people who just because they disagree. That's just not a very mature man. That's just a boy. Like you said, it's not a man, it's a boy. A man child, isn't it? Anyway, I don't know if I'm coming back on, but I'm gonna go to the toilet, so I'm gonna end this live now. But yeah, I might see you all soon.